Some cheer for job growth. The Indian information technology sector, one of the largest employers in India, is set to hire many more in the coming year. This on the back of a recovering economy and growing digital adoption across all manner of businesses. Leading firms like TCS, Infosys and Wipro are expected to together hire over 1,53,000 employees in FY22. According to a Team Lease Employment Outlook report, Indian IT firms intend to hire nearly 69% more employees in the coming year. Not just IT, the rapidly growing educational services segment intends to add nearly 64% more jobs, while healthcare and pharma companies are seen adding nearly 50% jobs to their existing headcount. As per the Team Lease report, IT sector jobs are increasing due to increased business activities, improvement in industrial and services sector activity, rise in demand across sectors, and as the Indian economy picks up pace and the COVID vaccination drive deepens, business activity is set to rise further. Mohandas Pai, Chairman, Aarin Capital Partners, joining us now. Mr. Pai, great to have you on the show tonight. Is the IT sector not just back on track, but literally zooming? Does the increased hiring show that optimism in the sector is back in full swing?
Yeah, the IT sector is back on track, primarily because of the fact the world is spending enormous amount of money on digitization. 2019, the world spent $2 trillion on digitization pre-COVID. COVID is a hiatus. And now I think they'll probably spend $2.5 trillion all over the world. In the United States, Europe, everywhere else, they're spending more money, even in India, because the world has gone digital. When the lockdown happened, the world saw the digital revolution at full play. Half the world's population went fully digital. And now all businesses are reconfiguring the technology. There's a huge upsurge of demand for technology. And the Indian software service companies, the leading players, so they are going and hiring a lot of people. And apart from that, in the startup sector in India, there's an enormous demand for people. Remember, the startups have got $22–23 billion so far. By the end of the year, they could get $25–30 billion. And they're possibly hiring between 100 to 150,000 engineers this year. So there's a huge amount of hiring. I think the total hiring this year will be 400 to 500,000 between the software service industry and the startup industry.
All right, Mr. Pai, thanks so much for joining us. The government will shortly begin the formal process for appointing the next Chief Economic Advisor in the Ministry of Finance. Government sources told Business Today TV that the search and selection panel is likely to be headed by a former economic policy mandarin and would include the Secretaries of Department of Economic Affairs and Department of Personnel and Training, among others. So, Karishma Sudani joining us on this. Karishma, by when do you think the new CEA will be appointed?
Well, it's going to be difficult to predict the specific timeline, but sources tell us that the government is definitely looking at continuity in the process. In fact, a search selection committee could be appointed anytime soon by the Finance Ministry and is likely to be headed by an economic policy mandarin. In fact, like we know, it is the current CEA Krishnamurthy Subramanian who's going to get back to academia after 3 years of his tenure on December 6th. So looks like the process is going to take off anytime soon, and it's also procedural that government will be inviting applications through advertisement for this position.
Thanks, Karishma. G20 finance leaders endorsed the historic global tax deal that calls for the elimination of unilateral digital services taxes. This will give countries the right to tax large digital companies, including Microsoft, Google and Facebook. The deal includes a global minimum corporate tax of 15% and rules to force large companies with high profit margins to pay more in countries where they earn money. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman, who's attending the G20 summit, mentioned in her tweet that the agreement will help address tax challenges arising from the digitization of economy and in dealing with tax base erosion and profit shifting issues.